Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Thinker universe. In today's episode, I'm going to do something a little bit different. The last episode, we talked a little bit about some of the practical uses of artificial intelligence. I'm going to tell you that this particular episode, I'm going to show some specific examples. And I don't ask that any of you become as obsessed as I do. What I want to show you is what's possible. And so one of the things I've personally done for my business is I've identified some roles that are important enough to have the work done, but they're not yet critical enough that I'm ready to hire somebody. And I'm also going to say I'm not comfortable hiring somebody unless I understand what I want them to do. So one of the things I've done, and this is probably a little bit weirder than most, I've created avatars of the people I'd like to hire someday for my business. And basically, these avatars, I'm training myself on how to manage a human doing the job. When I ultimately hire the human to do the job, I will augment my humans with these AI models. And I'll explain that. But I want to thank Dan Kennedy and Dr. Benjamin Hardy for their book, Who Not How. I had a entrepreneurial seizure many years ago, and I went, I'm going to be a business owner. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And I didn't know how to transition from the mindset of an employee to an entrepreneur. And I've been really good most of my life. I am a recovering accountant. I've been really good at learning the how. And I mean that. I am gifted. There's very few technical things that you can do on a keyboard with a computer that I can't learn how to do. What I realized was that will always limit me, and reading Who Not How was a big slap in the face because I spend a lot of time learning how to do things. What I now do is learn who can do the thing for me. But like I said, this is a startup journey, so we are bootstrapping together. I'm sharing my journey as I grow. And what I realized that the thing I do best is think about the organization, think about the strategy, and I create ways to make that strategy become a reality. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you my little dream team. I call them the Catalyst crew. They are virtual AI models. And what I've done is I've trained each one and I have given them personas, personalities, matching what a human in this role would do. So again, I'm not violating the who, not how, because I'm building out my vision of the who. Now, short term, while I'm bootstrapping and until we get to the critical mass, I am going to continue to do this. And pretty much every one of these, they're in no particular order, I think roughly alphabetical. These particular models all have a specific purpose within my virtual organizational chart. And as I said, at some point, I'm going to be pairing actual humans, my who's, with my artificial intelligence. And the reality is, if you're not into artificial intelligence, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to explain what a Luddite is. I don't want to help you understand that, computers are our friends. Either you get tech or you don't. But if I'm working with somebody, they have to get it and they have to embrace it. I'm done converting the unconvertible. So here's my team. And watch this not to see what Jeff did. This is not show and tell. This is think about how this might apply to you. What roles in your business are you struggling to fill that maybe you could augment with artificial intelligence? Or what team members do you already have that you could help augment with artificial intelligence? Now, I'm not here to train you how to do this. I'm just here to say, here's what's possible. And future videos, I'll get into details. But for the Big Thinker universe, I'm keeping my videos under 15 minutes so that they're bite-sized and actionable. let me walk through and introduce you to my team. So first of all, we have Alex. Alex is my counterpart who helps me design artificial intelligence systems. So Alex is my brain. This is an augmentation, and this is a role that I will be using heavily. So what Alex has been trained on is how to build artificial intelligence models that fulfill a certain role. So given that I set out strategically to do this, I thought I should have artificial intelligence to help me. And the beautiful thing is, with Alex's help, I can develop and clone a human expert and train them in less than a day. The old way, it used to take me a couple of days. Now I can do it in less than a day. I won't tell you how much less because you wouldn't believe it if I told you. But Alex helps me create my little team of AI models that work. Now, next, we have Olivia Owen. She is a little bit quirky, and Olivia's personality is about corporate objectives. She is the leading visionary who helps people determine what their core objectives are, what they want to accomplish. You've heard me rant about that. It's so important. I built a model, Olivia, who specifically focuses on objectives in a business. Now, before we get too far, these are all randomly generated images from AI. However, they do represent friends in my world who do these things in real life. I will point out that there's a lot of people with glasses on my team. AI seems to think that people who play with computers wear glasses. The genders are random, the race is random, the names are random, but they all have objectives. So when I programmed my first model, Alex, I asked him to focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is Alex's version of diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, next we have Samantha Smith. Samantha is a strategy geek. Oh, by the way, I asked it because I'm in my 50s to generate images of people in their 50s. This is what AI thinks human beings in their 50s look like if we were cartoons. So Samantha, her entire role is to develop strategies for our business. Samantha is a fan of the art of war. She loves strategy games. Don't play chess with her, she'll beat you. But basically what Samantha is doing is looking at, and I gave her a bias, she's looking at pre-computer era strategies in business that work. And the reason I say that is the things that worked in the early 1900s, the 1950s, 1960s, still work today. So basically, Samantha's job is to remove the hype and focus on proven time-tested strategies. Now, she's got a little variable where every now and then she will throw in a disruptor strategy, but the reality is we don't need to reinvent the wheel. If we're looking to acquire customers, surprise, surprise, the number one thing we need to do is know who our customers are. So Samantha does the strategy. And so she's sort of the getting to the practical. This is a management level role, not a C-suite level role. Maybe she's in the C-suite. But Andrew works directly beneath Samantha. And what he does is he takes her strategies and he creates action plans for them. So this is the, if you're looking at Traction by Gino Wickman, the EOS world, action plans encompass the 90-day projects, the rocks that we need to accomplish, and the daily tasks that we need to accomplish to meet our 90-day projects. So think of Andrew not as a project management geek or expert. Andrew is a planning specialist. So he creates the action plans that are the foundation. And I want to stress, all of these models I'm about to share are models. They create drafts that go into the hands of humans who then refine them and take action. So think of Andrew as an excellent planning strategist specialist who will put things into action that you might not even think about. So he worries about the minutia, so we don't have to. Now, next we have Patricia Parker. And by the way, yes, I'm a child. I love Marvel Comics, love Stan Lee. Therefore, all of my characters have alliteration in their names. You can groan a little, but that's just the way it is. If life's not fun, if business isn't fun, I don't want to do it. So this is Patricia Parker. And her secret superpower is taking random data and building out a perfect prospect persona, which is what I call a client avatar. So Patricia is an expert, and she can tell you more about demographics, psychographics, infographics, how we buy, why we buy than anybody I personally know. So that's her model. That's what she does. Now, next we have Ava, and Ava is a huge fan of Phil Wacknell. Phil has an amazing TED Talk. It's Waknell if you want to look it up. I'll put a link below. And basically, Phil teaches this audience transformation roadmap concept. Well, I've trained Ava to implement that. And basically, what it does is it walks people from where they are today to where we want them to be. We're showing them the transformation, and then she builds out the content that people need to become confident enough to work with us. So Phil applied this in the context of creating presentations that transform. I applied it to all things marketing and sales. So instead of trying to persuade people and trying to be manipulative, I'm giving the audience, based on Patricia's work, we're giving that avatar exactly what they need to make a decision. And full disclosure, full transparency, sometimes the decision is, I don't want to work with you. So Ava's job is to make sure that the people who need our help get it, and the people who aren't a fit for us don't want to work with us. So she is one of our many filters so that we don't have to, overcome objections. We don't have to get really complicated sales process. Literally, our goal is to build a business where our sales team is really customer service and an order-taking service. So I believe marketing and sales done right should be almost minimal and should eliminate a lot of the wasted effort. Now, Carrie Collins, you might not like her hat. I love it. I asked ChatGPT to build a model based on a friend of mine. She knows who she is. Carrie's entire role is to map out a customer journey for our prospects. So she plays along with the other parts of the team, and basically we take the big steps in our marketing and our customer journey, and she breaks it down into little micro steps. Now, I'm going to take a little longer on the rest of the team, but this is Liam Long. He is our LinkedIn strategist, and basically he knows more about LinkedIn than I do, and his goal is to apply LinkedIn strategies based on the expertise of the rest of the team. So in the interest of time, I'm going to wrap up here. This was meant to give you some examples and ideas of how you can apply artificial intelligence in your business. Come back for the next one, and I will finish. I will get through the rest of the team very quickly. My goal is to show you exactly what's possible with artificial intelligence and how you can apply ChatGPT in your business.